Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. I am a reseller on the Poshmark app. You can find me at Her Common Thread. I have been a fashion stylist for the past 20 years, taking that knowledge and applying it to my reselling industry so that I can do that a little bit more so I can spend more time at home with my 3 kids and my husband. On this channel, you will find things like fashion tips and advice and reselling advice and tips and things that I learn along the way as well. So if that's your jam, stay tuned. Oh, and you can find me at Her Common Thread on Poshmark, on Instagram, and I have a website as well. So I have my notes here. Is Poshmark worth it? Yes, but. That is my answer. Yes, but. So I started on Poshmark probably, it's been about 1.5 years now, so I've really gotten to know the platform really well. I've learned a lot. I've learned, made mistakes, and I think it's important that you do because that is how you learn. But it's kind of like a dating relationship, in the beginning everything is great, I think everything is amazing, but as time passes on, that kind of, all the butterflies kind of go away and you start seeing some of the negative, and I kind of think that that might be where I am now. Not that I don't love Poshmark, because I absolutely do. I think it's the best platform to start on. I think it's the easiest one to sell on, but I think I'm at a point where I'm ready, I'm not breaking up, but I think I'm ready to start seeing other people. So Poshmark is a type of platform. There's lots of other platforms out there, but Poshmark takes a lot of time. And I talked about time in my last video. I will link it below, where I kind of help you figure out how to determine what your hourly rate is. But I think it's very important. It's important to decide, is this a career or is this a hobby for you? Because it's 2 different things. If you're having a good time, if it doesn't matter, if it's just a side gig for you and it's just a hobby, I think that's fantastic. If this is something that you're looking for as a career, then it's something that you're constantly trying to improve, constantly make better. What else can I do? How can I make more? And I feel like right now I'm in between the 2, where it's not really a hobby for me. It is becoming more and more and more what I would like to be a source of income for me. But it's not something where I'm ready to go start buying pallets of things. I'm not ready to buy a pallet of clothing or anything like that yet. I'm still building it. But Poshmark does take time. There's a lot of other platforms out there, and they're a list it and forget it. Now, there's a negative to that, whereas Poshmark, you have a little bit more control. Like, it's not a list it and forget it. But the negative to that is you have to maintain it, because there are the other platforms you can list and forget it and it'll sell. With Poshmark, if you list and forget it, the odds of that thing selling are very small. You have to share, you have to be active. And the reason that Poshmark takes so much time is because it is a social app. One of the VPs from Poshmark recently stated, and I said this in a previous video, which I can also link below, that he does not consider eBay one of his competitors. He considers Instagram. And also, at PoshFest at the hackathon, they've talked about the Posh stories. I've mentioned that before. That is just another way of becoming more of a social app. So, to me, that means more time spent in this app, more time. And whereas I feel like I do need to up my social game, you have to look at each platform, even as cross-listing. You also have to see what platform is best for the type of item I have. For instance, with Poshmark, I am seeing a trend over the past 1.5 years where a lot of my higher end items just either are not selling or the low balls. I've had quite an increase in the low balls. They kind of just sit. I think Poshmark, because it is a social app, it is geared more towards maybe a younger crowd. Now number one, okay, please don't get mad at me. I'm not judging anyone's age or what they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. I am just talking you know, I would be interested in seeing the average age of the user of Poshmark as opposed to eBay, as opposed to Tradesy, the RealReal, all of those. And I think it's more of and I think that there's a place for it. I think it needs to be there. 100% Poshmark needs to be there, and it needs to be the social selling platform. I love the community that it provides because of that, but I do feel like it is a more trendy app. So if you could like think of it in the way of a store, you know, unfortunately this one just, you know, went bankrupt, but Forever 21, like it's a trendier store. Therefore items are going to be a little bit lower, but they're trendy, they're cute. And I think that because it is a trendier, social driven app, it's going to be a younger crowd who statistically does not have the money to be spending on larger items. They want to buy an item, they want to get their picture taken in it, they want to post it to social media, and then they want to sell it. So I think that's why I'm getting low balls. I think that that's why, you know, some of those higher end items are not selling. Now, you could be killing it. You could be raking it in with your high end items. And I think that's wonderful. Like Poshmark is different for everybody, but for me personally, this is where I feel like it's going for me. And the reason that I kind of see that too, and kind of can justify that for me as well, is that I've seen the depreciation of brands. Like last winter at this time, I could sell a Free People sweater for $40, no problem. I'm lucky to sell it for $25 this year. I mean, you can lump in Anthropologie with that, Joie, Soft Surroundings. I mean, there's Vince. There are so many really great brands that have just tanked. And I think that it's just, you know, it could be that there are more users. It could be that there's the fight for that lowest price. I don't know. But that's just where it seems, that's where it is for me. I noticed in my October sales that my average selling price was $20, which is really low. And I don't know. Like I said, you could be doing great, but this is just personally what I've seen for me. I will also say the Poshmark algorithm. Girl, you are driving me up a wall. You know, they say, you know, list consistently. As long as you list consistently, you'll make consistent sales. It's consistently inconsistent to me. Like I was doing 3 a day and I would see sales and then it would drop off. It's okay, I'll lift it, I'll raise it to 5 listings per day, and then there'd be a spike and then it would drop off. And then 7 and a spike and then it would drop off. So it's almost like you have to continually keep feeding this monster more and more and more. And like I said, I'm not ready to be that person to go out and buy a pallet so that I'm, listing 20 items a day so that I can sell things. Also, you have to take into consideration the more you're listing, the bigger your closet's becoming, so your odds of selling more is also rising. But, when I started this and I talked about this, about being throttled that 1 week in October, that's when I really upped my game, and it sent a flag. It's that maybe I was a bot, which I get why they do that. It's for protection, but it's a little frustrating at the same time. So that, trying to figure out the algorithms of Poshmark and sharing other people, following new people, how many listings per day, that is really driving me a little batty. So, I look at this and I say, okay, what do I need to do to fix this for my business? Because that's what you do. And for me, it is definitely that I'm going to hit pretty hardcore cross-listing on other platforms. Like I said, I'm not breaking up with Poshmark. It was my first love, but I don't think it's my soulmate. So I will be branching out, and I think pretty hardcore over the next couple of weeks. I think I will try to do a minimum of 20 items per day, starting off with eBay, and then a few of my higher end. I have some higher end items coming in from someone that I am doing some consignment for. She's a New York stylist, and she has some really great pieces that I'm about to start listing, probably over on Tradesy, looking into the RealReal. And yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. And I don't know if I will have a video for you next week. It's Thanksgiving week. It'll be the first full week in our new house. And I think I'll probably just take next week off. But I will report back to you if I see a jump, if anything is better, if I see something that is, you know, I mean, obviously I'm going to probably sell more things, but I will report back to you my findings on all this. So I hope you found this interesting or helpful or whatever. You know, do you agree? Do you disagree? How are your sales going? Have you seen a depletion, or have you seen, you know, things getting better? You know, everybody's different. So just let me know in the comments below. I hope I didn't offend anyone. I truthfully, I love Poshmark and I will never leave. It was the first platform, but you know, it's, you know, you gotta grow. You gotta grow. So comment, like, subscribe, all those things. You can find me once again on Poshmark and Instagram and on the World Wide Web, across the social universe at Her Common Thread. And I will see you next time. Bye.